Good morning, afternoon, everybody. My name is Mike at Filmboy24, and it's time for round number 58. 58. Found film. 58. And today we're going back to the back. We're going to Cameraman Mike's sound film box set. That's right. This has sound on it. It's from a long time ago. And we got results. That's right, we're back to Cameraman Mike's sound film box set. We have next in line, because I'm kind of going in order with found film. So we have one here, and this one was in a box. The rest of the ones I have left, and I only have about 12 or 14 left, I can't remember, of the Ektachrome 160 sound film series. And if they were in a box, kind of flopping around in there, just like, like this, then I'm going in order of oldest to newest. And I'm up to November of 1979 on the process before date on the box, right there. So that means that this particular roll of film was manufactured in, and I can know this for sure because there was an edge code on this film of a triangle. That means this roll was manufactured in 1978. You see, usually you had about 18 months before Kodak said, all right, that's enough, get it developed. And that's about where we're at with this. With that, I could comfortably date the shooting of this film somewhere around late 78, early 79. Yeah. I have one more roll, that's November of 79, then we're into the 80s. Of the process before dates. So we're still technically in the 70s for manufacture dates, but we're into the 80s, and I think we go all the way up to process before 1988 with this particular series in the Ektachrome. I don't know as far as the Kodachrome. I haven't gotten into too much of that yet, but I have a few of those from this batch. If you're new to my channel, thank you for stopping in. And what I mean by batch is this was a very large batch of film that I bought. All of it was previously exposed many millions of years ago. There was 56 cartridges of film in one batch that I got from an eBay seller that goes by the name Cameraman Mike. Stop by and tell him, send him a little message, tell him thank you for the awesome deal he gave me on this film a couple of years ago. And we're, weekly, every other week, every third week, we've been working through this batch of film. I don't remember what roll number this is in the particular batch of the Cameraman Mike batch, but I do have a playlist with all of them in there. So if you want to kind of follow through how we've done so far, I'll put the playlist up there. You can check it out later. So like I said, this is all sound film. All the Ektachrome is sound film. And for me, found film is a roll of film that was shot many years ago and never processed. The internet is flooded with rolls of old movie film that was shot many years ago and processed. And it's kind of made its rounds already. The family, at least those that want to see it, have usually seen it by now. What I do a little bit differently is I take film that's never been processed but was shot many years ago, or at least we think it was. And we process it and we show it to the world for the very first time. Well, like I said earlier, this is a fun little series where we're actually trying to kind of figure out who these people might be and maybe, turn them on to these videos and let's maybe get these films back into the right hands. These ended up in an auction and they ended up in my hands eventually. So what we're working with today is this. This is the actual roll of sound film that I developed in HC110B for 7 minutes at about 66.5 to 67 degrees Fahrenheit. I then washed it and fixed it. Now this film is yucky. It has remjet on it. And the remjet has to come off at some point. Most of the time you can get a little bit of it off at the beginning. I get most of it off at the end. And that's exactly what I did with this roll. So what do we have? Well, you're going to find out if you settle down for 1 second. We have a roll of film that I'm going to show you right now, and then we're going to talk about it for a second, okay? That's what we're going to do. Here it is. Well, we have a parade. We have ourselves a parade. You know, I was just looking, this particular roll of film and the next one, and probably a lot of them in this batch, it's just sometimes interesting to see the price stickers on these old rolls of film. This came from Clark Drugs, and the retail price at Clark Drugs, likely in 1978, was $6.24 for an entire roll of sound-striped film. That means the camera records the audio that comes into the camera or camera's microphone on a little magnetic strip right here on the bottom on the edge of the film. And we're able to extract that audio and put it right into the film like you just heard. And the audio surprisingly comes out pretty well each time we do this. I don't know how it has withstood the test of time. I mean, we're talking 45 years ago this roll of film was likely shot, somewhere in that range. So it is a parade, we know that, a downtown parade. And if you have followed this series, you've probably seen very similar footage to that earlier. I don't remember when it was posted, a year and a half-ish ago or so, that we did found film number 14. I'll put a little clip right here. And as you can see, it looks like the exact same parade. Maybe it's a different year, maybe it's the previous year, because I believe that found film had an expiration date of, maybe it was 79. So maybe it's just a continuation. I don't know, but it definitely looks like the same parade. So anyway, if you want to check out found film number 14, I'll leave a link for that up there as well, or any of that. It's in there, it's in the playlist, so check it out. I did clearly hear, I think, the name Richard somewhere in the last third of the film. And I don't know if I'd heard that name before in this playlist. Maybe we have, maybe we haven't. I can't remember. We've done so many of them now. But we've got some sleuths out there that are helping me in trying to figure out exactly who little Joey is, who's kind of the star of this series. Maybe getting somewhere with that, but we'll get into that later. If you enjoyed this little found film video, I want you to do me a huge favor. It helps me to continue to do this, to let me know people are watching. That's it. That's all. That's all I want you to do. Well, that's part of what I want you to do. The like button. Also, if you want to see more found film, you want to follow along with this series, subscribe so that you don't miss a single episode. Not one. Well, if you miss one, you can always go back and watch it. And until the very next time that I see all of your stunning, that was a lot of stunning, faces. There it is. That's the one. I'll see all of you on the very next go around.